Don't wear anything that you really like because you're gonna have to get a lot of powder on it.
Hey syndicates, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be recreating my first ever makeup look that was done in 2012. That was 9 years ago. Almost been doing this for a decade. I can't even speak, I'm so excited. And I've really come a long way based off of what I'm looking at. And I will say it was really hard to kind of figure out how to revise the original idea. But for those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Cindy. I'm an avant-garde makeup artist and I've been doing this for a while, as you know, 9 years. But I started back in high school. I was introduced to makeup first through dance because I was always performing, recitals, theaters, everything. So in high school and senior year, I had this special art class where I was able to kind of create an exhibition for my thesis. And I had to use different types of mediums to create my final exhibition for this class. Me wanting to stand out, I decided to grab makeup as one of the mediums and challenge myself to do something different. And lo and behold, I found a bunch of YouTube videos about avant-garde makeup and creative makeup and special effects makeup. And I really got hooked with the potentials of what makeup can do to transform your face. So first of all, I tried using it on a different model and I just loved how it looked on her face, and I loved the amount of painting and like the cross similarities of how I felt just being an artist. So I wanted to try to do that on myself because I got really bored between the summer of graduating from high school to entering college. And during those 3 months, all I did was I would change my profile picture on Facebook every single day based off of the makeup look that I did at like 3 a.m. the night before. And I would take photos, selfies of myself laying in bed with like my little, I think, Canon G15 camera on top of me. And I had my hair like laid out as if I was like in the wind, and I would Photoshop it very lightly. And finally, I came up with a bunch of stuff that set me onto this path of becoming eventually a content creator and a social media influencer. Like, what are the odds? I had no idea. But makeup was really just like an open channel for me to be very communicative in a non-verbal manner. And then it eventually became a way for me to make friends and network, and now it's an actual job. So the insane thing was when I first created this look that you see here, I had no idea what would come out of it, and I named it Burning Snow. So without further ado, if you would like to watch me recreate my original piece of makeup artwork on myself in the style that I do now, then keep on watching. First things first, we're gonna kind of analyze the look that was done originally. So Burning Snow was a look that was inspired by fire and ice and I guess snow. And I wanted to have some sort of a combination of the two together to symbolize paradox. To create my new look, I've actually taken the 3 main colors and the concept of burning snow, but I wanted to expand the fire that was up on my forehead towards my entire face and add symmetry to it, because before, I don't think I ever considered symmetry or understood what harmonious designs look like. I wanted a little bit of chaos, but organize it so there's still balance, so it still looks really beautiful, but almost in like a grotesque and really dark way. So the 3 colors that I'm taking out of this original piece of artwork is the purple, the very dark purple, the red, and the yellow. But the red and the yellow are very like basic primary colors, so actually mixing it with the purple is really ugly. And so I'm actually going to tweak the colors, the red, to be a little bit more on the orangey coral side, and I'm also going to tweak the yellow so it's not like bright yellow, and I'm going to make it actually on the lighter coral side, so it's going to mix with the purple a lot better. And we're going to like smack that with some black eyeliner details and some spray of white, and you'll see what I'm gonna do. Let's just get started. Okay, as you know, I am a fiend for grease paints. So for the main part of my design, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Flash Color Palette. And I also have other eyeshadows ready to go just so I can powder along the way and enhance with some extra gradients. So we'll start off with this Makeup Forever palette. I just really like how flash color palettes glide onto my skin. There's a good selection of colors to work with. So I'm gonna take a flat brush with grease paints. Flat brushes work really well for spreading it out and making very geometric kind of designs. And I will go in with the first coral right here. Let's just go in with this, and in the middle. So the color I chose on my drawing is a lot orangier than the one that's coming out on here.
This definitely happens sometimes when you pick certain colors and they don't come out the same way on makeup. So what I'm gonna do is actually mix in and blend on the spot some yellow on my face. Let's see how this goes. There we go. I think it looks a little bit yellower. I appreciate that. I'll just keep going with the coral before we do any more blending because we can definitely go in with powder afterwards and also make the colors a little bit more accurate to what we were looking for in the beginning. Obviously, I chose all these colors, so it's not as big of a deal. So we kind of have the first layer of coral done, and I'm not gonna go in like I did at the top and actually spend time making it more orange because I think I can achieve that with powder. What I am going to do though is start blending in this area where I'm supposed to have it carry over to some reds and purples so that it kind of starts to make everything else come alive before I go in with my second layer that is going to kind of have the similar like shape but overlapping. So with a different brush, I'm going to be taking the red color right here. I realized the red is a bit more intense than I anticipated, so I'm going to use my little palette here to dig out some of the two colors that I'm currently mixing and have a more seamless transition. So I'm taking a little bit of the red, pop it on here, a little bit of the coral, and a little bit of yellow. Then taking my original brush, I'm gonna mix all three together. Now when we go in, it should be a lot more seamless. And now I need to create some purple. So purple is just made out of blue and red. So I'm gonna take some blue, add it to the red that I still have on here, and I'm gonna add some black. So this is what my palette kind of looks like. Mix it together to create my purple, blueberry colored. I want a really dark purple, so this is the color I'm getting. That's one purple. I still want to keep the two colors completely separate, so I'm not going to do too much blending. Do it to the other side. I need another brush to blend out the middle part. Oh, much better. Girl was struggling. Now that I work with creams so much, I also realized that when I first started, I did not use creams at all. I had no idea like creams would be so beneficial. It just helps with like the pigment. The benefit of working with creams is that it's really easy to blend with creams, but the hard part about working with creams is the fact that it smudges so easily that if you don't powder properly, then you don't know how to layer it. So I think a lot of people who are used to working with powder don't really know how to like use creams at all, since it takes a little bit of practice. And if you are trying to get like really clean lines, creams are also really hard to get really clean lines unless you have a very flat brush to work with, which is kind of why my selection of brushes is pretty flat. Okay, now I think it's a good time to powder. And for powder, I'm going to be using the Colorless Luxury Powder from Ben Nye Makeup. It's my favorite. When I do this, I actually hold my breath because I use a lot of powder. So once we've set everything with a lot of powder, we take a big fluffy brush and we brush off the excess. Now we're gonna go in with our second layer. First, I'm gonna start off with the red. My drawing seems a little bit inaccurate. I think I'm gonna powder this. I'm gonna like improvise a little bit. Seems like this always happens. Going back with the coral, I'm going off my drawing now. I think this part's really empty. Obviously I haven't done the rest of it yet, but I just feel like it's so empty it needs something to just cut it through. Not really sure where I'm going with this. Powder time! I'm mixing some coral and some yellow to make it more intense and also give extra dimension with like parts I haven't really done much to. Okay, more complicated up here, and I'm gonna add some up here as well. At this this point, there is a lot going on my face. Lots of swirls going in and out. This area I haven't touched yet because I'm going to go in with black, but around the eye area it's more sensitive, so I'm not going to use grease paint. I'm going to use eyeliners, and this area obviously lipsticks. And then I'm also going to be drawing some fine lines and add some face paint at the end. Oh, don't forget the eyeshadow. Okay, taking the E.L.F. Retro Paradise 18-piece eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna be using the color Fuego, which is close to the color that I want for the coral. That's kind of matching the stuff up here. And I'm gonna just see if I can kind of enhance or add to the coloring around my face. Even though I've already powdered, it's just gonna give extra dimension. Gonna be more subtle. So like over here, be around my nose. I'm all about the gradients today. Then using the color Spiced, which is this red tone, I'm gonna put it all over this area that has red to make it more pigmented because I lost a little bit of pigmentation when I was using the luxury Colorless powder. When you set it with something to make it matte, obviously you're gonna lose a little bit of the saturation, so I'm just bringing that back with this red eyeshadow. And because it's powder, you don't have to powder over it, it's already set. Now using the NYX Professional Makeup Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette in Phoenix, I'm going to use the darker maroon color right here and add a little more depth to some of the red areas. For the little bit of purple that's supposed to go in my under eye, I'll use this color. Now using the black eyeshadow, I'm gonna make my eyebrows come to life. Fun fact, when I was in college and I started learning how to do my own eyebrows, I didn't know that I should use like a brown even though I had black hair. I just thought, oh, because I have black hair, I should use gray. So I started using a lot of gray eyeshadow or pencil to draw my eyebrows, and they always looked super blocky and ugly, kind of how I'm doing it right now on purpose. But when you have black hair, you should be using kind of an ash brown gray type of eyeshadow or brow powder in order to draw your eyebrows. But here it doesn't matter so much. I just thought it was funny. I was kind of paying homage to how I used to do my eyebrows. Going down memory lane. I'm gonna blend out the front actually. Hello, intensity. Now it's time for the fun part. Not that this wasn't fun. I'm just gonna do my eyeliner so I can start drawing the crazy lines. So we'll start with this eye, and I can just actually draw the shape of what I want. So the front is gonna be a little bit harder because it has to be symmetrical, and I definitely want it to be really dramatic. And what I do on one side, I'm just gonna do to the other side. Okay, now the drawings. In the original one, there was 2 little drawings down here, so I'm gonna do my bottom waterline first. 2 lines, 1 flick and the second flick. Now I'm gonna add some black eyeshadow to my eye area where I had put my eyeliner as the base so I can cover up any of the gaps from the liquid eyeliner. Whenever there's fallout, you can just brush it away. Intensify the purple. Okay, gonna do a line here. Damn, these lines are gonna be hard. Why did I do this to myself? Don't you love it when the tip doesn't work? Let's try this one. This is a Makeup Revolution London eyeliner. All right, that's cool. It's not what the drawing looks like. Oh, my arm hurts. Now using the CoverGirl Lash Blast Clean Mascara, I'm gonna just put some on my eyelashes before I put on my falsies. Now what? This is a pretty intense look. I have my black lipstick. So the Vinyl Liquid Lipstick from Makeup Revolution London is a kind of a Halloween special, but I really love this one, especially for these like really intense looks. You'll see what I mean. Oh, look at that color. So creamy. Do not wear this if you're wearing a mask. It's not one of those liquid lipsticks that dries. It stays like creamy. I want to draw the inside of my waterline at the top. And now the final touch for my face. Oh, just kidding. I have my eyelashes. I always say final touch and I totally never mean it.
I'm a liar.
For my eyelashes, I know when I was 18, I wanted to own colored lashes so badly, but it was so hard to find them. So I will be satisfying what I wanted when I was 18 and putting on some colored lashes. And this is Neshai lashes. It's got red and black in it. Now we're gonna wait for that to get tacky. Oh, gorgeous, except I glued it too close to the inside of my eye. So it kind of hurts when I blink. And now I strip. Of course, we have to paint our neck, our ears, our shoulders. So hopefully this water is not too cold, but I will be using my Snazaroo face paint. And I'm gonna start with red and then go down to orange. Ooh, that's cold. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. Now we're gonna actually take a brow and lash groomer and use the side with the bristles. Take it, put some water. This might get messy. Put it in the white paint. And this is especially the part where you do not want to be wearing something that you really like. Shouldn't have done this with my eyelashes on, but it's too late. So here we go. We're gonna just brush it. This is also how you get like a galaxy effect. And if you want bigger splatters, you splatter further away. And if you want smaller splatters, you go up closer to the skin. The reason I'm splattering is because my original drawing had these splatters, but I drew them individually. I had no idea that this was a technique. I wanted it to look like it was snowing. And it is. I'm gonna pinch off some of the excess on my eyelashes so it's not so noticeable. I like the fact that it's kind of hit my hair. I like how messy it is. This is kind of like my jam, you know what I mean? All right, let me do a little bit of cleanup and show the final look. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below of what you want me to do next as a makeup challenge. I really appreciate everybody who hits the subscribe button and the notification bell because it really helps this channel grow and it also helps me as a creator know what you guys want to see next. I wonder what I'm going to do for the 10-year anniversary, but we'll talk about that when it gets there. So maybe you can suggest what I should do for next year. Probably do it before that. As usual, stay creative, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!